greetings, everyone. Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon. I'm saying it like this because I don't know at what time you'll be listening to this show. My name is Thandazani, Zulu. You're going to be with us for the next few minutes. Thank you so much for actually tuning in. This is the last Sunday of the month. We're coming to an end of February, the month of love. I hope you guys have been treating each other well. You've been spreading love to each and every person around you. I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I'm with my girl, and she's going to introduce herself.
Hi guys, I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys have been enjoying the month of love, like Thandazani has said. I am Nokubongwa, Miss Mkhabela, and we are here with Soulful Sunday, Soulful Talks, Soulful Conversations. We are here to talk about excellence, and we are here with our guest today. So we just want our guest to briefly introduce themselves and tell us about themselves and what they do.
All right, I guess that's my cue. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone at home. This is Uzija. Welcome. And thank you, Thandazani and Nokubongwa, for having me and for hosting you on your podcast today. I hope everybody has had a very beautiful month of love. And happy birthday to me this Sunday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. And briefly to touch on Nokubongwa's question, well, really about my introduction. Like I've said, my name is zinhlezonke. I am born and bred in between Ladysmith and Bergville. I can't say one without saying the other because I feel like people from Bergville will really catch feelings if I say I'm from Ladysmith, and people from Ladysmith will really catch feelings if I say I'm from Ladysmith. So I was born and bred in between those two very little towns in the northern KZN. I come from a family that is full of love and that is very pro-education, doing the most, and pro just living your best life. So yeah, basically what I want to say is I come from a very supportive family of everything that I've ever wanted to do and everything that I'm doing right now. And then briefly just to touch on what I do, as Nokubongwa had asked, I am in the media industry. I'm currently working in the media industry. I'm in publishing. I've touched base on quite a few, well, in still the same field, medium, but in different parts of media. I've worked in TV, I've worked in print and a bit of newspaper and a lot on social media. I still want to do it. So if you feel like you want to hook it up, I am a girl. So that's
because
basically
of your
what I
beautiful radio voice.
Oh, I love that.
Go for it.
I'd really love to do radio one day. But for now, really, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the co-founder of Easy Media, which I started with a colleague of mine, Ubandile Matsebula and Usabong. And then from that, we stemmed publishing spaces where we produce and distribute content. Currently the founding editor of CBZ Magazine, a newly launched digital magazine. As you guys know, we are very fourth industrial revolution driven now. And that's really what I do. I've done quite a lot of work in the industry, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, definitely. Like seems like you've been doing super amazing work. Like I look at your work and I'm looking how far you've come, looking at the people that you've been working with in the industry, looking at the spaces you've been into. I'm like, yo, this girl, girl as a person. I mean, I give it to you. Because honestly, of the works that you've and it's just super amazing. I'm super inspired by you. Can you just briefly explain to us what your meaning of the word excellence to you? Like, what does it mean to you? I know it might mean different things to other people. Personally, I'd say the book of Ecclesiastes, verse 9, chapter 9, verse 10, it says, whatever your hand finds to do, do to the Almighty. So that's how I describe excellence. So I'd like to know from you, as the hardworking woman that you are, a person who's always busy creating content and making sure that she's doing super well in her journey or in her lane. Like, what does excellence mean to you?
Yeah, so excellent means, I guess let's say it means different things to different people. But I feel like with me, I see excellence everywhere, especially with the people that I work with, the people that I've seen doing amazing things. I mean, Thandazani, Food by the Gift, and now Nourish. That in itself is excellence. But really, excellence is being good at a good thing. So I believe doing your best and being great at something that is also beneficial to somebody else. So usually I just box it into being good at a good thing. So, if, like, for example, with ECBZ magazine, I'd like to think that my team and myself are really good at creating content that other people can use either to their lives or like expand on their knowledge or expand on their skill sets or, just like enlighten them to do something. So for me, that's being excellent. That's excellence. It's being able to being good at a good thing, man, So I think, when you see somebody doing something, doing something great and not for themselves, also that is beneficial to somebody else, I really think that is pure excellence.
Wow.
And it doesn't have to be like great. Suguti manje, you are world, you're the best writer in the world. If you write something and it helps the next person, that is excellent for me, really.
Yeah, I love what you're saying, because I also view excellence as pursuing and doing the best that you can with the gifts and abilities that God gives us. The Bible says that whatever you do, do it heartily as for the Lord and not unto men, right? Yeah. So I want to know, what are your habits? Because the Bible does say, Uguti, let your work be a pattern of good works. Let all things that you do be a pattern of good works. So I want to know, what are the habits that you do that lead you to excellence?
So like as cliche as might sound, but I think it's like a formula that is tried and tested, and it really works. And actually hard, because nothing comes easy. And if you want anything easy, I don't think just you sitting around and lazing around is ever going to be of any great beneficial either to you or anybody else. So I think me just doing things like with intention. So with everything I do, I always try to find intention in it, or in corporate rather they call it making goals, right? So I'm a person, I am a writer, but I jot everything down. It's not something I write it down. I have a plan. So I want to start a magazine, and this is how I'm going to go about it. And then also just having maybe like a plan B, just applying yourself, being there, being present, and not just a matter of saying, I want to start a magazine, and that's all you do about it. It's just want to start a magazine, and you have no plan of action. You have no hope. You're just waiting for somebody to come be the knight in shining armor. I wish life worked like that, but it doesn't. It definitely does habits. And I think one of the things is just like discipline. Disciplining yourself, Wuti, I want this so bad, and I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to go the extra mile. I'm willing to give it a shot. So being intentional in whatever you want to do. Wuti, I write the goal and I'm going to see it through. I'm going to plan it out, and then I'm gonna implement it. So it's just a matter of like pushing yourself to do it, because it's never going to be easy, really. But just like being intentional, Wuti, ngiyayifuna ngempela and ngizosifaka isikhathi, and whatever else that I need to invest in this dream or in this goal to see it through, discipline and being intentional for me, really.
Cool. That's so deep. Actually, I think that's like we have to take that at home. Being intentional. I was actually talking to myself and asking myself, or telling myself rather, that what you do while you're still currently waiting for the next thing is very, very important. So the efforts, being intentional, as you've been saying. Putting in the efforts. Keep this in mind that you're not the only one who's doing it. So what is it that you can do to differentiate yourself from any other person who's doing it? Like that extra mile, that efforts, that drive can actually set you apart. Thank you so much for sharing that. My next question will be, do you believe that your hard work and dedication to achieving thank you. My question would be that, do you believe that your hard work and dedication towards achieving your goals, like, can put your name into rooms you haven't been to? Like, maybe if you can share your experiences. I'm looking at the people that you work with. I'm like, girl, like big guns, people who are like super, super great in business. I'm like to myself, yo, zinhle, like your name, like that person, ushigama wathi uzinhle umam yuven chaka cover of a magazine esibhizi. So you somehow communicate with this person. You're speaking about Ubatu, speaking about different brands. I'm thinking to myself, has that happened to you? And how does it feel?
Oh my gosh, wow, it feels amazing, first of all. But yeah, I feel like it does feel really amazing. And more than anything, I think if you do everything that you do to the best of your abilities and you just give it your all, it shows, it really does show, because you produce the best. I mean, if you apply yourself really and you think about it, oh my gosh, I'm doing this thing and I really love it and I'm giving it my all. I promise you, people will recognize that. People will recognize that, and that will, when they never forget you. So if for example, I'm going to use Thandazani for example. If you sell me a box of Nourish and I'm just like blown away, it's like as I'm Nandilama juice, it's going to be very hard for me to forget you. So I'll go wherever, and then when people are thirsty, I'm just going to be like, buy Nourish, Nyayazi, I've had it. It won't even be a matter of thinking about it, because it was just so great. I was blown away, the taste, the flavors, and it was good for my stomach. If you make a good impression on people, it's very hard for them to forget you, right? So I feel like with me, my work really does speak for me when I can't. I'm going to use an experience here, for example. So when when 2019, I got an opportunity to work with BBC Africa, right, to produce a documentary for them. So obviously, I've never been abroad. I don't know anybody from BBC, but I did get the call. It was, hey, we're looking for a South African producer. We've seen you do this. We've seen you do this online. We found you here as well, And for me, that was, I didn't speak for myself, but my work spoke for me. So if I'm constantly doing work that is inspiring, work that is of great quality, because I really do try and apply myself in everything that I do, and produce quality work, work that people are going to look at and be like, this is really well done. I strive for that, because for reasons like that, when I'm not able to speak for myself, at least let my work speak for me. So it does work. I will encourage everybody to, especially entrepreneurs. I feel like we've been labeled, especially like the Black community, we've been labeled so, stigmatized is the better word. Black companies don't deliver, they just do it for the sake of, And I won't even hide, because sometimes we do flop, Sham, but sometimes we do really give it our all, And I think, the more we work towards clearing out that stigma, the better opportunities we are opening ourselves to, because if you can't speak for yourself, let your work speak for you. And trust and believe, your work travels more than you, because it doesn't need a physical sense. It just needs equality.
Yeah, true.
It just needs to be quality. Thandazani, I'm in Cape Town and I might order a box of Inarish. Thandazani is not in Cape Town, but Ichusek is going to be in Cape Town. And she won't be able to go into, let's say, for example, I share it with my colleagues. She won't be able to come and convince my colleagues to buy Ichusek. But because Ichusek is so great, my colleagues are going to start asking me, Zinja, where did you get this juice? Why is it amazing? How do I get it? And then already, like, it's your name is in rooms that you're probably never even going to be in, but you will benefit for the fact that your name was mentioned in those rooms. Yeah, bo.
Sure.
So yeah,
that's so deep.
Yeah. So that's just like the long and the short of it, but it really does work.
Yeah. So you know how in Proverbs that you should commit your works to God and your plans will be established, I would know, for someone who's such a hardworking lady, someone who applies herself, what do you do on days where you have hectic days, bad days, if I may put it like that? What do you do to bounce back and always maintain a level of excellence?
Speaking of bad days, like this whole week, okay, not this whole week, but this week has been really draining and tiring. And it sometimes demotivates you, you just want to, just shut your computer, shut your laptop and put it far away, because you're just so exhausted mentally and even sometimes emotionally. You just don't want to do anything. Yeah. But in times like this, it's not, and sometimes it's well, in most cases, I think with our generation, it's never really a physical thing, but it's an emotional thing, it's a spiritual thing. And that's when we turn to God, really. For me, I literally just pray, light my candles, and, just exude, good energies. Oh my God, the world is so busy and it's so noisy. I really do need this time with God. And, just to find myself also, God, it's been hectic. I know you're here with me, but let me just come back to you. Let me draw myself closer to you again. We won't run away from the fact that we get so busy sometimes that we kind of low-key forget there's a God or sustain to the work. We get so carried away
by commitment.
But also we get reminded. Yes. But also we get reminded by the fatigue, by the depression, by stress. This is nothing that I can take care of myself, but it does really need like a spiritual being. That's when you just go back to God, like just go back to prayer, go back to the word and just meditate in it. And, I constantly remind myself, this is ever when I'm going through the most, I'm just like, this is not God's plan. And also so I'm just like, I always just remind myself, this is not God's plan for me. So this is not where I take part in. Thank you. And then you just go back to God, pray. You pray and, you just find the scripture that you find yourself in. With me, it's really Jeremiah 29, which really also speaks about which is the plans that you have for me are for me to prosper and not to harm me. And I'm just like, every time, so you just need to, like, every time I interpret that, this is not part of the plan, so this is not my share. It's little things like that get through is into nganagile. It's just like, I can't do that. But best I come and so
I think it's the matter. It's the matter of reminding yourself whose you are, like who called you, and why are you even in that space? Why are you like? It's even having conversations with God. Like, God, if it is this difficult, if it is so tricky, like, why am I here? Like, try to reason with God for Him to give you more ideas. And I think those conversations make you feel calm and be like, oh yeah, God, you called me here. So God, I can see that where there seems to be no way, you come with the way.
Yes. But then we also just need to remind ourselves, uNkulunkulu didn't say there won't be trials and there won't be tribulations. It's just that they won't prosper.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to grow through whatever.
Weapons will be there.
They will definitely be there, but they will not prosper.
Yes.
So that you are not from the defeat tribe, you know. So you just need to find yourself, no matter how hard no matter if you feel like your business is failing, just remind yourself, so this is not your share. And we keep it moving, you know.
We move.
Massive call, you know, and trust in him. Like, you know, I can't recall how many times I've wanted the idea of starting a magazine for the longest time. People knew this, and I spoke about it, but I never did anything about it until very late, you know. Until like very late, and I feel like if I'd started earlier, I would be so far.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about my story was I started and I'm somewhere now. And again, guys, you know, take my story for example. I started the magazine, like, you know, like I said, because I wanted to start it so much. The idea has always been there, but I just procrastinated on the idea for so long that I may have lost a couple of opportunities along the way, but it's fine because I ended up starting a journey wherever you are, whatever doubts you have, put them aside and just start. Because once you start, it's easier to progress, because I feel like even you, Thandazani, can even speak on the Suguti. I'm sure you've had the juicing idea, but to get what's Suguti now. But then once you started it, isn't just started moving. Yeah. I think you can attest to that. Because once you start, isn't just starts moving. Like, things happen. You just need to get up and start. So more than anything, like, to wrap this up, start and then you're all Enzo excel. Like, there is no way in hell you will not excel, especially if you apply yourself, work hard, and be intentional in whatever you want to do. Yeah. I mean, I feel like with your young recipe, like intention, hard work, putting in the effort and the time and giving it your all and starting, like, that is not a recipe for failure. You can't fail now. You have everything that you need to make something work.
Definitely. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Zinhle. I can't believe our time is over. But can you share your social media pages or profile that our listeners can just check your work and follow CPZ or follow you? Can you just share with us your social media handles?
Okay, cool. So my personal social media, on Facebook, I'm zikalala. And then on Instagram, I am zikalala. And then on Twitter, I'm uzichi. And then I'd also like you to follow CPZ Magazine. It's CPZ_magazine on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's CPZ Magazine. We're not here on Twitter, but as of March the 1st, we are going to be on Twitter, so someone can just check us out on Twitter as well. But we will share the links on the other two platforms and on LinkedIn. And yeah, also just follow CPZ Media, really. But if you go to CPZ Media, you'll kind of find all our other subdivisions of the company on media, really. CPZ Media everywhere. Yeah, that's us.
Oh, well, thank you so much. All the best with your businesses, all the best with everything that you touch. I pray that you become very, very successful. I pray that you become the woman you've always wanted to be growing up, and you keep on inspiring other people to keep on dreaming and to keep on working on their dream and to excel, most importantly. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence in our show. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure being a part of your podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And yeah, I really had a great time. Sandra, thank you so much, Nokubongwa and Thandazani. You guys are doing amazing yourselves. And we really love seeing women like you guys like doing the most and flourishing with very pro-Black women, pro-peers, and, keep on doing the most. We love to see it. We are there to support you. And yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much. We love that. To our listeners, you know where to get us and sharing your testimony at the following number. It's 065-615-6641. That's our WhatsApp number. And then on social media platforms, you can get us as Empowerment Podcast. We are on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter as Empowerment Podcast. Thank you very much. Be blessed. Happy Sunday. Goodbye.
Bye. We love you.
Bye.